You can't, there's no recovering from that. That's why if you're ever on the street with your girl, you can't, if you're ever on the street with your girl and somebody wants to come interview you about dating shit, you can't do, it's not going to go.
So like if...
Yeah, no, wait. I have counter advice to this. I think you can if you're not a simp. So if he had gone, what'd you just say, you stupid bitch? Get the fuck out of here. Then he would have been heralded as being epic and awesome, right? He could have just done that instead of going, it's crazy. He could have been like, get out of here, fucking troll. What are you doing? He could have done that.
That is
true. At least take your arm off her.
Yeah.
So like if you're dating someone and you're like, if you had a free pass, who would you use it on? And they said like a famous actress. Like you would get upset and break up with that person?
It's the fact that he said nobody first and she continued with multiple different people and their first and last and suffix. Like, come on.
And the suffix.
I was just asking.
And when he asked her why and she said that they're professional athletes.
So I'm not good enough.
The reverse, like what would he say? Like because they're hotter? Because you're not a model,
Yeah.
Major yikes.
Either way, it would hurt.
Major
I think he
yikes.
dodged a bullet, though, because he's not married to her yet.
He's probably still simping, though. They're probably still together.
I hope they're not.
His arm's around her right now.
As we speak.
I wonder which professional athlete this chick's thinking about.
I hope the internet like bullied them so hard they're not together anymore.
Damn, what the fuck, Madison?
They shouldn't be together.
I wonder what their role play is like.
That's what it takes, yeah.
Damn.
She's like, hey, babe, I bought you this jersey.
Can you wear it next time we get it on?
Put this helmet on.
Damn. RIP's in the chat for that dude. What was the other thing we were going to touch on? There was... I forgot.
If the bow was staged, would it still be as meaningful to you? The bow video?
If it was...
If you found out it was staged?
It was.
It's
that was
definitely
for
staged.
sure. Yeah, it was for sure a bit. It was for sure a bit. But...
it still did.
But the message is nice.
Well, I don't need all that other shit. I don't know. All these girls be trying to cook, but honestly,
That
y'all
food
can't
looked
really-
good.
I'll just get DoorDash.
Top ramen? The top ramen looked good?
Wasn't there
She put
several
hot sauce
dishes?
in
There were
it.
several dishes.
Yeah, I don't know. But why did they highlight the top ramen? Why would you highlight the like what?
I think they were highlighting that she was mixing it for him.
What if it was
like
real?
she was taking
Like,
care
what
of
if she
everything?
Made it.
Yeah.
If she made it all,
You did with
Like-
water and the microwave.
Like, but
With
not from the...
water.
what if she made it from scratch?
Ooh.
Made the noodles from scratch.
I guess you never know. We need the backstory, please.
Girl that be making everything from scratch.
Nara Smith.
Today I'm coming here with
Today I'm making
my
toothpaste.
basil. Right. Some organic
She actually did do that
bubblegum.
though. She did that. She
Yeah.
made toothpaste. They make
Gum.
deodorant. They make
Sunscreen.
All that. Yeah.
What kind of potato
I
chips
don't
are
want
those?
chips.
By the way, TTS is now
No.
back to
I feel like
$69,
salt and
guys.
vinegar.
If any of you want to get your TTSs in, we have it back to $69. Let me just double check, make sure that everything has been set up so that can come through. It should be good now. What was the other thing? Let me get back to my pre-show notes. Actually, I do want to ask the bear question. Would you rather come across a random man or a random bear in the woods?
I was here for that one, and I pick man.
Man.
If you ever see a bear in the forest, help the bear. Probably a man, I guess. I fucking guess. I feel like you can avoid a bear. You just stand still. It'll mind its business, go about its way. A man might follow you.
So you choose the bear?
But do I choose the bear, though? Because, man, just don't look at them.
What about you?
What's the context?
You're just coming across them.
A button is pressed. You get magically transported into the woods. A random man out of the entire population,
Does he
totally
have a
random
bag?
man, also gets transported into the woods. So it's not like it's just some like random dude intentionally in the woods. it's a random dude who also got
like Hunger
transported
Games.
into the woods, and a random bear could also be magically, you will cross paths. So it's not like you're going to evade that shit. Like you're just crossing paths, basically.
Do they both see me, like, is the man predatory or is he just a regular man?
Does he have a weapon?
You don't know.
Well, definitely a man either way.
Okay.
I
Morgan?
would say a man. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, and hope he's not like a predator. Yeah.
Okay.
Bear, because I'm hoping it's Yogi the bear.
Oh, that's cute.
If we're talking about
Yogi
like
the
any
bear isn't
random man,
real.
well, why can't it be random bear? or Smokey the bear?
The actual hypothetical.
Give me a lesson about the fire.
And is it a baby bear or an adult bear?
Have you ever been to Russia? They cuddle with bears. But I guess in America they cuddle with men.
No.
So.
What's your answer?
We don't. Bear. Just kidding. Man. Of course, man.
Like woman or bear.
Well, woman or man?
Yeah, it's kind of a question you can really only pose to women, I guess. I mean, I guess you can pose it to man. But
Okay, a woman with a weapon or a man. Or a bear.
Wait, what?
with the picnic basket?
What kind of weapon does the woman have?
A gun.
So it's between would I rather be in the woods with a woman with a gun
Or a bear.
a man?
Or a bear.
Or bear.
Or a bear.
Or a bear?
Yeah.
The woman with the gun.
But she's already threatened by you. Pop.
Okay. I see her from 50 yards away. I just say, hey there. And then I turn my ass around and walk away. That's it.
Okay, well, that works.
Boom.
You know what, though? I was thinking about this question, the man or bear question. And I was thinking, what if you asked men in reverse the exact same question? I think I would rather get stuck in the middle of a forest with a bear, honestly, than a woman. I think my chances of getting out alive are going to be better if I was in the forest with a bear than if I was with a woman.
Because you have to help the woman.
Perfectly honest. Yeah, because
the woman
you'd
can't
just be
help
like,
you
oh,
get
God,
out,
can you do something useful other than whine? Like, that's what I think would happen. Be like, have you ever done anything useful in your whole, can you do anything? They'd be, I don't know how to do shit. That's what I think would happen.
Right.
So I think I would rather
probably
go
be
with
me.
the
I'd be like,
bear,
I'm just a
honestly.
girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Good times. Good times. Well, nobody really seems to want to, the bear, y'all won't prefer the man.
If someone had said the bear, what would that mean about them?
I
Based
said
on
the bear.
context of the
Shit.
question.
I said the bear.
Yeah, but you gave like a joking.
Okay, but if
Answer.
it really was an actual bear, yeah, I would still take that.
You'd still take the bear?
For
Yeah.
real.
Drop dead.
You're brave.
Act dead. Yeah.
Okay.
Be like, hey God, it's me.
Wait, just curious, why? Why the bear over the man?
Wow, how
know,
cool.
I
I'm seeing a bear.
I don't know. I just feel like being in the woods with the man just seems more scarier. I mean, it's their that's their home, and I feel like if I can just act still and play dead, they're gonna like not notice me. Versus like an actual man who like.
Because why are you out here? Why are we
Yeah.
both out here?
I'm still
No, but I already
curious
told
about
you.
the context, because if I'm alone in the woods because I got lost and this other random got lost in the woods and he's a generally good man, I'd rather someone that I can converse with and make it back to civilization with alive rather than a bear, where it can really only go so many ways, especially if he's hungry.
Like the man is in the same. The
Situation.
man is in the woods for the same reason that
I
you
guess
are.
I just like
just
automatically
randomly
think he's like going to hurt me. I feel like with a bear.
He was already burying bodies down the road.
Okay. All right. Elsa, you said, at least with your dating coaching business, you said you turn nice guys who chase women into confident men who choose their pick. I think, is that on your Instagram or? Okay. So what's like some of your go-to dating advice for the gentleman out there?
Well, earlier someone said, I think it may have been you were I don't know if this was your view, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the view around dating multiple people being wrong, I actually, when I work with clients, I want them to date multiple women, and I want them to choose a woman that best suits what they're looking for and that is most compatible with them. So when I work with clients, like one client that comes to mind, Andy, that I worked with a few years back, he had the whole package in terms of he's handsome and successful and kind, but he didn't know how to position himself. Like, it's kind of like what you were saying. Would you rather a guy approach you nervous, quivering, no confidence, or would you rather him be smooth and confident? So some men have all the ingredients of a high quality dude, but they just don't know how to position themselves that way. And so one piece of advice that I gave him and that I worked on with him was helping him become more confident so that when he talks to a woman, he's displaying that protector and provider vibe that a lot of women are looking for. A man that makes them feel safe rather than a man who is safe, like the guy in the video that we just watched. Like, according to that video, he's not going anywhere. And so she clearly does not respect him too much. And so that's what I help guys do. I help them display with more confidence. And part of that is getting more experience and dating more women and getting more exposure to attractive women so that they realize that the pedestal they have them on isn't necessary. Like, they're just ordinary people. She may be very attractive, but she's an ordinary person just like you. And part of how I do that is expose them to attractive women. So I bring a lot of attractive women to my coaching practice. I pair them up on dates with the men, and essentially over time, men start to normalize interacting with attractive women. And then when they do see that hot girl at the gym, they just walk up to her instead of thinking about it and talking themselves out of it and saying, well, she probably has a boyfriend, or she probably gets approached all the time, which is actually not true. Usually attractive women, the more attractive she is, the less she gets approached, because many men are intimidated by it.
Is it all the mids? They get all the attention, is what you're saying?
They do get more attention than attractive women. Yeah, because it's less intimidating. Like, the stakes aren't as high. So my goal is to help a nice guy, a guy who positions like a nice guy who's insecure, become the type of dude that would walk up to the 10 at the gym and just shoot a shot.
Word.
How does that work, like, in terms of bringing the women in, like, I guess, like, your business structure?
Yeah. So they're usually women who are single, and they are, like, physically attractive, but they also can carry a conversation. So they're interesting, they're passionate about something. And they come in, they do a virtual date. It would kind of be like if you matched on a dating app and you did a FaceTime call, right? So she's assessing, like, several different things about him. And so in the real world, when a guy goes on a date, and this happens a lot to my clients before we start working together, he may, if he goes on a date and he thinks that it went really well, and then the girl ghosts him after that, that's feedback. It's not feedback he can use because he has no clue what he did wrong, but it's feedback. And the feedback is she wasn't feeling it, right? So my goal is to externalize that feedback from attractive women so that men actually have something actionable that they can do. So, okay, you're not feeling it, but why? Is it because he didn't flirt enough? Is it because he kept interrupting you? Is it because he's kind of fat and needs to lose weight? Like, what's the reason that you wouldn't give a guy like that a chance in the real world? Because if we can take that data and give it to men are problem solvers by nature. So if you give them a solution to their problem, they'll act on it. So, but those women are actually single. So sometimes they do end up dating my clients. It ends up happening that they want to stay connected. So they're not just, like, acting, in other words.
Right.
They actually are open to meeting men.
How do you find those women? Like, what's that
Word of mouth, because I've been doing this for a long time. So a lot of the women who work with me spread the word to their other single female friends.
Wait, so they go on fake dates?
I mean, it's not really I guess in a sense it's fake in that they didn't meet for the intention to date, but they are open to it. It would be kind of like if we were at a dinner party and I introduced you to my single girlfriend and I was like, hey, this is Katie. I want you guys to meet. and then I walked away. Whatever happens from that point on is up to you. It's not necessarily fake. Like, she may or may not be open to you.
Well, but the guys know that you're arranging dates with these women, right?
And the women know that too. But if the woman's attracted to the guy, it's not going to stop her from going on a date with him.
No, but like the women are paid to go on the dates, right?
They're paid to give their feedback, yes.
And the guys know that it's not like a real date.
She's like taking the first step for them.
Right.
The guys know that it's not a real date, correct.
Right.
I used to not pay women. The reason why I actually started to pay women is because a lot of them would flake last minute because there's just no skin in the game.
Right, yeah.
So I started to pay them to make sure they showed up. And also, honestly, I was able to get more attractive women that way.
Okay. Yeah. How much, but I'm assuming the guy has to pay then for the fake date.
Well, the guy pays for the program. He pays to get...
And that includes like
the date, correct. It corrects 3 dates. It includes 3 dates. One in the beginning.
How much is it?
What my price is?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, depends on the package. I don't just have like a one size fits all.
Well,
it's a range. It just depends on, yeah.
But you said whatever package it is, it includes 3 dates?
Yes, because
so what's like the different packages, I guess? I don't know.
They can go to her website. And,
just go to my Instagram.
Inquire.
Yeah,
it has it on your Instagram.
If you talk, if we have the conversation on Instagram, we have to get on a call. We have to get on a call. I know, but we have to get on a call because I don't know where that person's starting point is. Some men are high profile. They don't want to be in a group with other men. They just want to work with me directly. That's one price. Okay. Some men.
Ulysses the Pagan donated $69. Woman in black, do you discourage women from the hashtag #MeToo mindset, being that's the main reason men are apprehensive approaching woman? They have an aversion to being branded as a predator.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I tell my clients all the time that they need to stop feeling bad for expressing their attraction to women, because a lot of men don't want to be seen as creepy. And unfortunately, like, the bar for what is creepy is kind of, it's blurred after the Me Too movement, to where a lot of men are like, I'm just not even going to bother. Like, don't even want to go there. And I do think that that's unfortunate. It sucks.
Can we get back to the pricing here? I was interested in that.
Why? I'm curious. What are you looking for out of the answer? Because it also depends on how much work you want to do on your own.
Well, why does there have to be an alternative motivation? We're just curious.
Sammy's a fitness coach. I'm assuming. I don't want to.
No, yeah.
I'm assuming.
I was literally just going to say I did the same thing.
Depending on how much Sammy is involved in the process, I'm assuming there's different prices. Like, when I worked with a fitness coach, there was I'm going to just write you a meal plan and you're going to execute on your own. Here are the exercises. That's one price.
Are you going to answer the question?
No.
No, because there's not one answer.
Well, what's the average price?
It ranges.
If you were to take all your prices together and average
it ranges between 1,000 all the way up to 25K, depending on where you are on the spectrum and exactly what you're looking for.
So for $1,000, they get 3 dates?
For $1,000, they get an e-course that has feedback. That's the thing. It's like, what do you want? Do you want to do it do you want to do it on your own, or do you want to just watch some videos and learn and execute, or do you want accountability from my team, or do you want to work with me directly and not really have to share the spotlight with other men? It just depends. Like, I've worked with celebrities who don't want to be known. They don't want to be around other men.
So you do have a group, though? Like, there's
I have my mastermind is the most popular option.
So how much is that?
The mastermind right now is $12K.
And does that include dates or no?
Yeah, 3 dates.
$12K, and it's like a group setting. On one hand,
it's also like, it depends on when you buy. So there's different price ranges depending on if you buy on the call or if you buy after you have a call with someone from my team.
Yeah,
it's not one and done. I know y'all are looking for a one and done answer, but it's not one and done.
Yeah, there's different tiers.
It depends on how many like nuts and bolts you want. Like, how many features do you want? It just depends. Like, I've arranged
Wait, they
in
have
person.
To pay the nut? Sorry, I'm sorry.
I've arranged. I actually don't even know if that's how you say it. English is my third language, so sometimes I mess up things. But it also depends. Like, I've done in-person events for one man where I will like curate an event all around him, where he shows up. There's all these like women, and he's like the highlight of the night. So it literally depends on what a man wants, what he can afford, what his time, how much time he has to commit to the process. I'm not trying to dodge the question because I don't want to answer it. It's more just like there's just not one size fits all.
No, I understand.
It's like, are you buying? Go for it.
Mrs. Watson, if you don't mind, the reason I'm asking is because I'd like to know what does a $25,000 package look like?
That's a private coaching package. So it's where you're not working with other men. It's just me directly. Just you and I directly for 3 months.
So you have your psychology degree, yes?
Marketing and psychology,
okay, cool. So whenever these men come to you, do you have almost like a therapy session with them where you go in and give them kind of like a diagnosis on maybe some of the like relationship issues that they have? Is that part of it, or is that like one of the things that you include?
Yeah, so mindset basically.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm not a therapist, and I definitely don't pretend to be one. If someone is in a very, very low mental place where I feel like they could be a harm to themselves, I definitely will redirect them. For me, it's more just like, look, I am 37, I'm successful, all my guy friends are married, I think I'm handsome, I think I'm cool, and yet when I start talking to a girl, everything goes great for like 6 weeks, and then I get the I'm not feeling it text, and I have no clue what I'm doing wrong. And unlike my career, where when I have a problem, I can find a solution and take care of it. With women, I have no clue what I'm doing wrong. I keep hitting my head against the same wall, and I don't want to have kids when I'm 60. Like, I want to start setting myself up for being able to like have a family, meet someone that I want to be with. And I also I want to settle, but I want to settle down, but I don't want to settle. So can you help me figure out what the hell I'm doing wrong?
Yeah, so you don't use your psychology degree. You basically use, to give them their constructive feedback, you use these, or not, I don't want to say use, but you take the data from these women that they've gone on dates with and then provide that, not from a
that's part of it.
Standpoint?
Yeah, that's part of it. Okay. But that's just for them to know where they are, because the best way to know how to attract the type of person that you want is to figure out what that type of person would think about you in the mating market. So like, let's say that a woman wants to date someone who is tall and rich and handsome. She has to know what that man is optimizing for in order to know if she has a realistic shot with him. And it's the same for men. If he's...
Detective Mike Hunt donated $69. Bachelor's degree in grifting from University of Eastern Antarctica.
Oh, you can't spell.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, the whole wait, but some of the women ultimately end up dating like the women you procure.
Yeah, because they're single and they are attracted to the guy that I pair them with, and if they both want to stay in touch, then they do.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it's like, it's not a terrible idea if the guy's an absolute, has no social acumen at all, and he needs like a little bit of experience by like paying for it to go on a date. I guess he can like maybe work out some of the little kinks and nerves, whatever. But I feel like the dynamic, I mean, like these women are paid to be there. So like, it's not going to be really authentic date. I know that's not the only component of what you're selling, but it doesn't occur to me that it's going to be like they're getting paid, right?
Well, that's not the primary incentive though. I'm not a matchmaker.
No, I know.
But even matchmaking, like even if the woman's not paid to be there, it doesn't always work out. It's either she's attracted to him or she's not. So her being paid is irrelevant. That she's just getting paid for her time. She's getting paid to block 30 minutes off her schedule and talk to a man that she's never met before and has no clue anything about him. And she's being paid to show up to the date dressed beautifully. And
have these ended in marriage for your clients?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If that's what they want. I also work with divorced men who literally just got out of a relationship and the last thing on their mind is marriage. Like they just want to, some of them, maybe they married their high school sweetheart They stay together for 15 years. Now they're newly divorced.
They just want to go out and hump.
They just want to have fun.
Basically.
Yeah, they want to have fun. They want to date multiple hot women and have fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. If they never got to have that phase, then they get to have that. So not everyone's end goal is marriage. I mean, it didn't sound like
how many marriages do you think you've been able to accommodate in your career?
Of the men who wanted to get married, many. But like I said, it's not always the end goal. Like I have a very big percentage of my clientele that are actually divorcees. And that's not where they're headed. They just want to have fun. And there are also men who want to eventually get married, but with my help, they just want to have the experience of dating multiple attractive women and not getting shut down. So
you say like more than 20 of your clients who wanted to get married have been married?
If they wanted to get married, yes. Mm-hmm. It doesn't always happen under my watch. Sometimes they learn the skills, and then 3 months later, after the program ends, they meet someone. Or they meet someone while they're in my program, and then they get married like months down the road. So it doesn't always happen like when we're working together. But in terms of someone walks in and says, hey, this is my 3-month goal, we get them their goals. We have a very high success rate. We have a very high retention rate as well, meaning we hold on to people for a long time. People want to continue working with us because they come in, they have a goal, they hit it, and then they want to continue.
How long have you been doing this?
7.5 years.
7.5 years. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
Fan I am donated $69. Andrew and Sammy, forget anger. What about love? Would you prefer a man tell you he loves you with no facial expression? Or would you prefer he show you he loves you with a hug, eye contact, etc.?
She said that earlier.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Would you prefer men to tell you he loves you with no facial expression? Wait, do we go around the table on this? Did you guys want to?
We did, didn't we? We all
we talked about it.
Oh, this is for Sammy. Okay. Oh.
That was when we were talking about anger and showing emotion.
Do you want to answer the question, though? Which do you prefer?
Yeah, I did. I would prefer, like, actual visual or physical affection.
Got it. Well, for some reason, it's not coming up, but Stifler, I don't see it in the Streamlabs. He says, ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10, but it's not popping. I don't know what's going on. Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't say 7. Go ahead.
You already know. Every time is a 10.
All right. Sammy, what about you?
You said you can't say 7?
Yeah.
Oh, then I would say 6.
Okay.
9.
Didn't you say 10 previously? Mm-hmm. Why did you downgrade?
I gained some weight. No. Dyed my hair a different color. I gained some weight. Got a couple more experiences on my belt.
Okay.
I laughed enough. You didn't have to play that.
A range between 7.5 and like 7.9, depending on the day.
Okay.
I would say 8.5.
All right.
I would say 10.
Okay.
I'd say like 5 or 6.
8.
5. Andrew, what about you?
4.
Mm-hmm. So we got 2 10s at the table here. Let's dig into this a little bit, and a 9 over here. Let's dig into this a little bit. So I'll just go right out the gate here and say, there's no 10s at the table. Not a 10, not a 10, not a 9. I'm sorry. Very sorry. I'm sorry.
Sure. Because you are the judge of all, yes.
Yes, I'm the arbiter.
Absolutely.
I'm the arbiter and the judge and the executioner of female beauty.
Absolutely.
That's right. That is right, yeah.
I mean,
what do you gotta say?
I can't be mad that a 2 is rating me not a 9.
Well, see, now that's just like
I don't understand that logic. And like, wouldn't a person who was ugly know ugly when they saw it?
I guess.
Just saying.
What'd you rate yourself?
Stands to reason.
Yeah.
Why do you think of yourself as a 5? What's negative about you?
Well, much like my friend here, I've gained some weight.
I noticed.
And yeah, I noticed
a lot of in and out.
I noticed too. Actually, I think you put on a little more than me, though. You know what I mean? But,
I don't know about about that one.
It probably did. Let's hop on the scale. But anyways, let's see. I mean, look, I'm I got I definitely gained some weight. I've gained some weight. Got to lose some weight. I got a dad bod right now. I got some okay things going for me. I can still luckily have a maybe got a full head of hair still a little bit. Maybe it won't last long. Blue eyes, tall, 6'1", but otherwise, yeah, face not unremarkable.
Trust fund?
Trust fund? What does that have to do with? Oh, yeah, okay. Finance, yeah.
That wouldn't enhance physical beauty.
It wouldn't enhance physical appearance. Yeah, I think I'm, pretty average, I guess. Yeah.
So I got a quick question. Raise your hands if you said 10. What? I know more than one person said 10. Come on.
I said 9.
It was her and her, and then she said 9.
Okay, and then she said 9. Okay. So then to the gal in the yellow dress, are you the prettiest girl in the room?
No.
Then who is?
I think we're all pretty in our own ways, and I think...
Yeah, that wasn't the question I asked. If you're not the prettiest girl in the room,
I don't have an answer
who do you think the prettiest girl in the room is?
I don't have an answer for that. I don't...
Well, but it's not you, right?
I don't think she's more beautiful than her. I don't think she's more beautiful than her. I think they all look different, and they all look amazing in their own ways.
So just to be clear, let's assume that inside of that room, there was a girl who had half of her face burned off in a horrific accident. Her teeth were showing on the side of her mouth, and her tongue was hanging out of it.
Okay.
Would you still say she was a 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So then you're really not actually rating physical beauty,
donated
right? You're
$69. Have them rate themselves, then the girl to the right, then ask woman in black if any of them were lying.
Yeah, so then the thing is you're not actually engaging with the spirit of the question because you're essentially saying that the Hunchback of Notre Dame is a 10. It basically everybody's a 10, right? Everybody on planet Earth's a 10.
Right.
Yeah, so then there's just no ugly people.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's ugly people in the world.
Not a single one.
No.
Everyone's pretty.
So like a wicked witch with a big schnoz with a wart on it, and she's missing all of her teeth and she's just ugly. You know what I mean? She's a 10 in your world.
Well, you're talking about. Well, that's totally your
a made-up character.
Yeah, that's a made-up character.
Well, wait. Who cares if it's a made-up character? It's not a made-up character. There's definitely old, crone-looking witches who are hideous who exist in this world, but you're saying they're a 10, right?
To someone.
No, not to someone. That doesn't even follow that they'd be a 10 to somebody. That's just like made-up tripe, right? It's made-up tripe.
So I think everyone here is a 10. I think everybody that is human was created beautifully in their own ways, and I think that's it.
There's definitely...
Okay, so there's no such thing as a 9, there's no such thing as an 8, there's no such thing as a 7. Everybody on planet Earth's a 10?
Yeah, I think everybody is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Men, women,
So with the spirit of the question of you, the prism of you,
okay.
Have you ever judged anybody less good looking than somebody
Paladins donated $69.
I didn't hear
Doesn't
the question.
even matter that there aren't any 9s or 10s at this table. Mentally and relationship material, you're all number 1 out of 10 in my book.
Word. Okay.
I think
anyway,
it's
kind of back to this.
Can I add to what you're saying, Andrea?
No, hang on. Let me
May I
finish
add,
the
Andrew?
inquiry here.
Andrew,
No,
may I
hang
add
on. Let me finish the inquiry.
I'll wait for you.
Yeah, let me finish the inquiry. So what I'm wondering is then, if you think everybody on planet Earth's a 10, you have never judged anybody as being not good looking? Ever?
Well, no, it's not that they're not good looking. Maybe I'm just not attracted to them. It's probably not my preference if that's... I don't know. I think it's very shallow. Very shallow question.
So you've never judged anybody on planet Earth as being not good looking? I just want to make sure I got that clear.
No, I don't think so.
No, okay. So have you ever told a lie?
I'm sure I have.
Yeah, are you telling one right now?
No, absolutely not.
No? Are you sure?
Yes,
You're sure you've definitely never judged anybody on the planet you've ever met as being not good looking? Not even once? It's never crossed your mind? You've never been like, oh, man, you're ugly. You've never thought that before? Never?
No, I don't think
No? No, never. Not even once, ever.
No, I think it's a very shallow thing to say. I think it's a very hurtful thing to say.
I didn't say it. I said think it.
Oh, no. Still no.
You never thought it? You've just
I've never
everybody's
looked at someone and been
person.
like, oh my God, he is so ugly. I don't.
I think that.
Really? I know. I was gonna say. I feel like I've definitely seen some pretty ugly people in the world, but.
So let me ask you a question. If every man from your standard is a 10, then why would you have preferences at all?
I don't have a preference.
Bullshit.
You got to speak into the mic. I can't hear
Oh,
you.
sorry. I don't have a preference.
You have 0 preferences for dating.
So you would date him?
True.
Then how come 15 seconds ago, right, I just asked you this question and you said, I've turned men down before, but it's because they don't meet my preferences.
Wait, sorry?
Not in love.
Just a second ago in this very conversation,
Okay.
you said, I've turned men down before because they don't meet my preferences.
Well,
You've literally just said that.
yes, but not in terms of like how they look. Maybe in terms of personality or things
How
like
would
that.
you know their personality? You turned them down. And like, what's the
Wait, what do
fastest
you
you've
mean?
ever turned a guy down? What's the fastest?
I don't know. I guess it depends. I would say,
I don't normally 2 seconds.
yeah, like 2 seconds right
you
away.
Yeah,
Really
like 2
depends on the
seconds.
approach.
So you don't know
Do you time
anything
your
about his
interactions?
personality.
Yeah, I
You don't know
don't time that.
anything. Wait, you know nothing about his personality in 2 seconds. So why are you turning him down?
You can know
He's a
something
10.
about somebody's personality in 2 seconds. Depends on their approach.
What
If somebody comes
could
up
you
to
know
me right
about
away
a
and he's
personality
like,
if somebody comes over and goes, "Hey, can I have your phone number?" What does that tell you about their personality?
I would say that he's pretty quick, and I'm not even a hello first. Just give me your phone number. I don't like that.
So, you turn men down not because they don't meet a physical attractiveness level, but because in the 2 seconds it took you to talk to them,
Lol
you were
Paladins
able to
donated
gauge and judge their
$69.
entirety of their personality.
Don't even
to the point
engage
where you
this
rejected them
troll.
only on that
She's such a bad
criteria.
liar. Stop the cap, you fibber.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably the most over-the-top amount of lies I've ever heard out of a woman on this show. This
Okay.
consecutively. You've never turned a guy down because he was bad-looking. Every man on planet Earth is a 10. You have no physical preferences whatsoever, and the only reason you've ever shot a guy down is because you can tell everything that you need to know about their personality in 2 seconds. Do I have that about right?
I guess so.
Okay, yeah, this is beyond the beyond. But anyway, I'll turn it over to the gal in black. Go ahead.
Conventional attraction is definitely a thing. Like there is a biological way, and even babies can tell when someone has a symmetrical, attractive face and don't. I think what you're saying is beautiful in theory, but I think in practice, most people don't operate that way. And I also think that the question, like we can rate ourselves, but really the people who can answer whether someone is a 9 or a 10 are the people that you're trying to attract, because dating is a market. It's like, it's the mating market. So you don't really get to decide as a woman or a man if you're a 9 or a 10. The market decides for you what your rating actually is.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that, but I also think that you are correct that there are some sorts of objective standards and that there must be, because I do think that most of us would agree that a woman who had half her face melted off, her teeth are showing on this side, her tongue hangs out, probably is not going to be a beautiful woman. You're probably not going to say that they're beautiful, and probably nobody on planet Earth is going to say that, right? We would agree. There must be some standard there that we're looking at that we all are kind of repulsed by. So I would agree with this in a sense, but my greater question is to the other gal who said she's a 10. That would be, you know who I'm talking.
Yes, but
Okay,
wait. I have a question for you.
You got to talk right in the mic, or I can't hear anything.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, as soon as you answer mine, and then I'll answer yours, I promise.
Fair, go.
Right, is that a deal? Good deal?
Sure, you
All
got
right.
it.
All right, great. So, are you the prettiest girl in that room?
I find some of these women very pretty, more
Yeah, I know. You know
than
what my
maybe
question
the
was.
other.
Can you repeat my question? Hang on. Can you repeat my question to me?
Am I the prettiest girl in the room?
Yeah, now answer that question.
I feel like that would be very self-conceited to say I am the prettiest girl in the room.
Yeah, I agree. But you're the only one who rated yourself besides the other one as a 10.
And that's their choice to rate them that way.
I get it. So are you the prettiest girl in the room, do you think? Or could you point to a girl you think is prettier
Maybe
than you?
according to 30 of 100 people watching or according to other people, but according to you.
According to you, are you the prettiest girl in the room?
Well, I'm not looking for I'm not trying to find myself attractive. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm the most.
Okay, answer. Tell me again. What's my question to you?
Am I the prettiest girl in the room?
Now, hang on. Now that we know for sure that you know what my question is, answer that question. Don't make a new one up. Answer
I'm not trying to make a new one up. I don't think I'm the prettiest girl in the room but I do think I'm a 10.
Then point at the one you think is.
But the question was, what do you?
No, let her do it.
Point at the one you think is.
Over there.
There's a girl over there.
It's Brian. Brian is the prettiest girl in the room.
The female in the room who you think is the prettiest.
I'm not going to do that because I don't want to make other women feel a certain kind of way. So I'm going to keep my opinions to myself away.
You're not going to make them feel like they're the prettiest girl in the room? That's really weird. Can you point to the prettiest girl in the room?
No, because I'm not trying to make anyone else feel like they're not pretty because they're going to be beautiful to someone else.
You know what? That's fair. So can we assume then that you do think that there are girls in that room who are prettier than other girls in that room?
I think that there are a lot of pretty women in this room, and I have my preference on
some of them are prettier than others?
According to my preferences.
Yes, according to your preferences.
According to my tastes, yes, because I like what I like in women, just like you like what you like in women. So do you rate your wife a 10?
So then
wait,
hang on.
I answered your question. It's my turn to ask you yours.
Yeah, no,
that was
my
our
wife's
deal.
a 6. Yeah, my wife's a 6.
And have you said that to her face?
She says it about herself.
That sucks.
You know why? Because she's not fucking delusional. So, because she's not delusional, she lives in reality where the rest of us live. She was able to ascertain that she's not the most beautiful fucking woman on the planet. And that she's not a 10 because there's other women who are
But she should be the most beautiful to you.
Hang on. There's other women who are objectively better looking than she is because she's not a delusional fucking lunatic. She was able to go, wait a second, I can look around the world and I can clearly see that there's other women who are more attractive than me. Isn't that interesting?
But
right?
She should be a 10 in your book.
That my wife lives in
and you
grounded
should
reality.
view your woman as a 10. That is the thing, and she should not settle for you calling her a 6 because she might feel like a 6 on 10.
Who are you to tell me? Should she settle for a porn star gets dicked down by dudes? Like, what should she settle for? What are you
had to go
about?
for that dig. I'm retired. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, you retired what? Last week? When did you retire?
Okay. You went for the cheap shot.
No, you went for the cheap shot.
No,
so
I had to ask.
Right, it's like I wouldn't have made it personal. You made it personal.
But
right?
why is your wife a 6? Why do you agree that she is a 6? Why would you not try to build her up to an 8 or a 10?
Because I live in objective reality. And inside of objective reality, I can tell that women who weigh 400 fucking pounds, right, aren't as beautiful as women who don't weigh 400 pounds. And almost everybody agrees with my assessment, including my wife. And, by the way, you, and the girl next to you, and the girl next to her, and the girl next to her, and the girl next to... All of you agree with me. Then anything short of that is just you being lying copers, right? You're just lying and coping. That's what you're doing, isn't it? Or do you think that the chicks from my 600-pound life, do you think that they're as pretty as the girl next to you? I'm just curious. Just want to make sure I get this right.
I think it's about what you find attractive.
Of course.
So some men like that.
Do most men like it?
You'd be surprised. You'd be very surprised.
You'd be surprised.
You would go on Reddit and have a field day. You will, your jaw will drop and your mind will go
at this teeny tiny minority of men who all get together over a fetish. Yeah, I don't care about that. Objectively, obviously, most men are not pining after 600-pound women. That's absurd. and you know it's absurd. So why not just say, look, Andrew, it is true.
Okay, fine, Andrew. If you want to call your wife a 6, call her 6. If you want to call your wife a 6, call her 6.
What about her calling herself a 6? Is she delusional?
That's her choice.
Yeah, so is she delusional?
No.
No? Okay, so
if
then
she believes
should
that,
I be countermanding what my wife says about herself?
You should try to build her up, is what you should try
How
to do.
How am I tearing her down? Do you think it's tearing a person down to allow them to live in objective reality with the rest of us? Do you think that that's beating them up? Am I tearing her down by understanding that, I'm a 4, and if she agrees with that, that's totally fine. That means I hit up. I struck out of my league. I got a chick who's way hotter than I assess myself as. Right? What's wrong with that?
If you're happy with that, then I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the world is pretty happy with people living inside of the reality of the world, right? Where the chick who has scalding burns on the side of her face and her face melted off and her tongue hanging out probably isn't that beautiful.
$69. Stop the prattle, woman. You giving Andrew advice is the funniest thing I've seen on this show in months. Also, Rachel is a solid 7. She gets +1 point for not being this retarded.
Yeah, Rachel, I think you're a 7, Rachel. You're definitely a 7.
She's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
She's a 7.
Uh-huh. And how many of you think you're prettier than she is? The truth. Like, if I asked you the truth,
I
would
think
you
your
even
wife
tell
is
me?
beautiful.
Like, let me just ask this.
Look at her smile. Look at how much she's glowing.
Hang on. Let me ask a different question.
Okay.
Okay. If any of you right now actually did think in your brain that you were prettier than my wife, would you lie to me?
No, I wouldn't lie to you.
You wouldn't?
No. I think your wife
Then are
is
you prettier
beautiful.
than my wife?
No, I think your wife is beautiful.
Yeah,
I think
are you
she's
prettier?
She's got so much more.
Yeah, but what's the question? What's the question?
Because your wife is not a 6. That's the thing.
What's the question? Tell me what
I already
my question
asked
was.
your question. I already asked you my question. I said, "What do you?"
No. I asked
what do you
you a
think your
question.
wife?
I asked you the question.
You asked me if I think I am more beautiful than your wife, and I said no. Your wife is beautiful.
Does that mean she's prettier than you?
I think she's beautiful. Yes, she's prettier. I think that she has so much.
She's prettier than you.
Yes, she is.
Okay,
beautiful.
great. Is she prettier than the girl next to you?
That's not for me to say.
Right. So you would lie, right? But how can you rate her, my wife, as being prettier than
compared to
you? But
me?
you're
That
rate
is
the girl
how I
next
am
to you as
rating
being prettier
her.
than the wife. I don't get that.
I am saying compared to me, she is prettier. I am doing that comparison, and I have the ability, and I feel like I can consciously say that, but I'm not going to speak against her.
But what it tells me is that means that you can look at other women and assess by your standard if you think they're pretty or not. Which means to me that you can do that with the girl next to you. And you can compare that girl to my wife too, using that same standard. And then what do we come up with? The truth now. What's the truth?
I think it's about what you like.
Let's see a big picture of her so that we can actually make an informed decision.
You're so full of cope and lying.
Look, I know that's the new internet word is cope, but can you get a new one?
What else can I say? Like, if you say, well, I can judge that she's prettier than me, but I can't judge that she's prettier than her, what would I say to that other than you're full of shit? That makes no sense.
I'd prefer that. I'd be like, you're full of shit, instead of saying
you're totally
some
full
generational whatever. Be like, you're full of shit. I'll be like, all right then, cool.
Right, you are, right? Like, and so that's why it's cope. The reason it's cope is because you know you're full of shit.
Let's not use Gen Z whatever lingo. It's full of shit, you know?
Wait, wouldn't the lingo for full of shit be millennial? And then
no, I feel like
wouldn't cope be more like the new generation lingo?
I would say cope would be new generation. I would say like full of shit. I would say, hang on.
Lol Paladins donated $69. Asking a woman if she would lie is like asking a used car salesman if he would lie to you while he gives you a 22% interest rate loan. You think you're being kind, but your dishonesty isn't kind.
Let's see a picture of her so that we can be honest. Like a big picture.
There's a little picture.
Where? The one that pops up earlier? Yeah. It was hard to see.
I just think like the question is just a subjective.
Leggett_Lanius_Jr. donated $69. Ladies, the easy answer here is this. Yes, Andrew, you are right here. I just don't want to hurt their feelings. The fact that you don't see this is because you have too much pride to admit he's right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to actually agree with the chatter here. I have to.
I said I don't want to.
I know from talking basically everyone. Like if I was having a private conversation with you and I was like, oh God, that chick is ugly. You'd be like, yeah, she's gross. But when asked here, right, in person, and you have to actually say that shit out loud, you're like, no, hell no, I'm not doing that. Even though you do think it, and we all know you think it, and that's why we know you're all full of shit, right? That's why we know. And I understand what you're going to say, Red, and I just want to make sure I got this right. You're going to say it's all subjective.
No, I'm just saying I wouldn't want to hurt anyone's feelings because that's not part of who I am. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, she's my type, 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 she's not my type, she's my type, she's my type. I'm not going to go through this.
Why would it hurt their feelings?
I'll do it. If we're just looking for someone to be honest so that the argument isn't you're all full of shit, I'll do it. I think Morgan and Maddie are the prettiest on the table.
Ivan Jr. donated $69. If this logic was true, marriage would be more successful. Birth rates would be on the rise. It should be very easy for me to take any of you out and get married. We're all 10s, so a proposal is easy.
Okay.
Was that a question?
So,
yeah, we're still waiting for you to give your ratings, Sam.
Oh, I said Morgan and Maddie.
But give the ratings around the room for the girls.
Oh, you want me to give ratings for one around the room?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not a dude, but if I were selecting for my clients, probably a 6, a 7.5 as well.
You can't use 7. Can't use 7.
Not at all? Not even percentages?
Not a 7. Can't use a 7. You can use 1 through 10 except 7.
But why?
We could use 7.
Because then we know which way you actually lean.
Well, I think she has an amazing body. I do think she has a beautiful face.
I get it.
Beautiful eyes.
I get it. So then leaning towards 8?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So then 8.
6, 8, 6, 6, 8.
So why do you think it is? Or let me ask a different question. When they say that they think that they're 10s, do you think they're being honest?
No, I think they could be 10s, some of them, but I don't think they're being. I think that it is a beautiful theory to live in, but again, theory isn't practice. So they might think that there's 10s, but the proof, if we had to sit down and look at the evidence, it's probably not showing that they are.
Yeah, so why do you think they rate themselves that way?
I don't know. I don't want to speak for them.
But why do you think, not just them specifically, but why do you think women rate themselves as 10 when they're obviously not?
To feel better about themselves.
To feel better about themselves, for sure.
Yeah, so would you call that coke?
Reality donated $69.
Isn't that what that word means?
Are you a 10 at basketball? Are you a 10 at cooking? Are you a 10 at doing your makeup? Where do we draw the line in insisting that everyone must be a 10 at everything?
Yeah, I think it's to piggyback on what Maddie said. I think it's because they want to feel better. But I think that they could be 10s if they did certain things. But a lot of people, and I'm not necessarily speaking about them, but a lot of people want to believe that they're better than they are because the work it would take to close the gap between where they actually are and where they want to be is a lot for a lot of people.
Pretend to be Vivo.
But also, if you say something, your brain will do more things to try and prove that you are that. So say I want to be a 10, and I'm like, I'm a 10, so I'm going to do things in my power to try and make myself better. Rather than me saying, oh, I'm a 4, so I'm always just going to be stuck here. Mm-hmm. Why would I want to go backwards when I could work to be better?
Well, you're not, but you're not stuck as being a 4. Like if you can say I want to be a 10, Like, for example, if I were doing this for myself, I would sit down and be like, all right, where's the gap? Like, maybe I need to work on my body. Like, maybe I need to work out more. Maybe I need to, like, clear my skin. Maybe I need to, like, make my hair healthier. Like, I would find the things that would make me a 10. I would still feel confident as a 6, but I would also know
Erroneous!
Sorry. Here's the gap. It's kind of like if I want to be a millionaire and I'm not. I can tell myself I'm a millionaire, but if I don't take certain actions toward becoming a millionaire, it's not going to happen. I mean, I can tell people that, I can think it, and I get what you're saying, like brainwash yourself to believing that you are that. But you have to match it up with action.
I got to come in here a little bit. All right. There's like a limitation to what you can achieve with your looks. Like you said, well, work on my fitness, work on my skin. Like, people are going to be hard capped. Like, your maximum potential, you could be like right now, you're a 5. I'm not speaking to you, just like a woman could be a 5. Perhaps her maximum potential is a 7. Like, no matter.
I mean, it depends. Does she get plastic surgery? Because there's also plastic surgery.
Well, you don't want to hear my take on plastic surgery. That shit makes women less attractive. Like, that fake titties, that's minus 2 points.
If you can detect it.
What do you mean?
But if you can't detect, like, what's your favorite? Like, if you did have a celebrity crush, who would you choose? What woman? Just like ideal, kind of like
Kylie Jenner. Or
no. But no. I'm saying like kind of like you were saying earlier, Ryan Reynolds, right? He's like the epitome of like handsome family man, whatever.
Yeah.
What's your equivalent? What's your
Desert Joe donated $69. Saying you're a 10 is telling yourself you are perfect, which would imply there is nothing to improve. This is just being delusional. Rating yourself honestly will drive you to want to improve.
So, Desert Joe, thank you for that, man. So, I mean, to answer your question, we were talking about plastic surgery and like the detectability of the fake titties. First off, I have an excellent fake titty radar. Just letting you know. Really, I know. 5 seconds, I've already. You could be wearing a turtleneck, and I know if you got fake titties. Okay, just saying. So, because you're saying like, yeah, she's a 7, but then she gets fake titties. Now she's a 9.
No, not fake titties. Like what? No, there's so many other surgeries other than fake titties.
Oh yeah, I'm
saying like, what's a prototype of a woman that you consider attractive? A famous one. That way we all know who we're talking about.
I'll give you something.
Lol Paladins donated $69. If I lost 50 pounds, I'd be 8, because I've been there in the past. But I'm not there now. The question is important because we are trying to see if you are delulu. We aren't asking your potential.
And that's where I think the last TTS was important, because it's like, and this is, I think of it in the fitness aspect of things. It's like, if you say you're a 10, you feel as though that you are at your max potential. But if you say you're a 6, you understand that there's area for improvement. So you're being honest with yourself that there's an area for you to improve upon, which then motivates you to improve upon it. So like when I was an amateur competitor, I didn't walk around saying I'm a pro. I walked around saying I want to be a pro. So then I sat and reflected on what is it going to take for me to turn pro. And then I started implementing the things and then became a pro. That's a little bit more attainable of a goal.
Beautiful. That's weird, right? Because I don't even understand that. So even inside of that world, the world of weightlifting and this type of competition, you can still max out your potential for what you can do with your
body. I just finished this sentence.
Okay, are we back?
Yeah.
Okay. What I was asking is, couldn't you max out your potential and still be ugly as sin?
But in the bodybuilding world, you're still judged on your physique, not the way your face looks.
Yeah, so but that's not really alluding to the question, right?
No. Well, I don't know if you.
Yeah,
I'm also agreeing with you, so I don't think you actually heard what I said. My point is that there's always room for improvement. So if you understand and you meet yourself where you're currently at, you understand that there's area for improvement. So if you understand that you're only a 4 or you're a 5, there's things that you need to improve on. So like for me, at as an
Oh, I
amateur
see.
competitor.
You're making the comparison for how you would perceive that through physique. I understand what you're saying now. All right, but so now that we've got that settled, do you think that there are at least some types of objective standards that people hold, kind of across the board? Not every human being, right? Obviously, there's weirdos out there, but generally that people hold that can be agreed on when it comes to beauty standards.
100%.
Yeah. So then, if you were to go back around the room and you were to rate, how would you rate them?
I would say 8, 6, 6, 8, 6, 6, 8. Since 7's not a thing.
So why do you think